Hey guys, if you've seen any of my previous videos, you know they're normally pretty structured. And generally I like to write down what I want to say well in advance because I want to make sure that I don't screw anything up. I'm a decent public speaker, but to be honest, when it comes to getting all the details correctly on the fly, it can be a little difficult for me sometimes. But this is one of those topics that I have had the conversation either, in my head with myself, or with probably dozens of people who've asked me about home defense shotguns that I don't really need to rehearse it or even look at talking points. So what am I talking about? All right, so a lot of people see the 12 gauge pump action shotgun like this Wingmaster 870 from Remington. This is a 1971 model, I believe, that was rescued from a pawn shop for the paltry sum of $99. And it's got a really rough action. You can hear a very cheap Chinese-made 18.5-inch barrel I put on it, and then a no-name extension tube. This is kind of a throwaway gun I have for home defense or general use, just in case you need a gun and you don't care if it's pretty or not. And the standard pump-action 12-gauge shotgun is a phenomenal home defense tool with the proper ammunition. And as we saw in that Mossberg test, they're pretty damn reliable too. That said, when people ask me, Jim, is there any reason why I should use something like that 870 over something more along the lines of, this is a Cheetah 12, which is itself a clone of the Saiga 12, but with some different features in terms of ergonomics? Yes and no. Okay, so on paper, a magazine-fed shotgun is basically totally superior to a tube-fed manually operated one. It's because A, semi-automatic, and then the whole using detachable magazines means that the shooter can change ammunition types by simply removing the magazine, clearing the action, reinserting a mag. Also means that you can completely top off your gun very, very quickly. And as in terms of either home defense or even competition use, you can get some truly massive magazines for these things, including like 25 round drums. So if you think of it that way, well, all right, well, less is more, except for when it comes to home defense weapons. I mean, you're never going to say, oh, I only want 3 bullets in my MPX. No, you want as many rounds as you can humanly, safely jam into your gun reliably. And the reliably portion is the biggest fault of every semi-automatic shotgun out there. I'm not saying they're not reliable enough for home defense, but a lot of them aren't with off-the-shelf ammo. Now, am I saying you have to roll your own 12 gauge in order for it to be a viable home defense tool? No, that's ludicrous. What I'm saying is you need to buy quality ammunition and then test the gun thoroughly with it. Now, that goes doubly for magazine-fed shotguns because the magazines themselves can be finicky with certain types of ammunition because the geometry of shotgun shells can differ so greatly from brand to brand and load to load. High brass, low brass, dram numbers, and that's not even taking into account the fact that a lot of these semi-automatic shotguns aren't adjustable. Now this is based off of Saiga. This is made by SDS Imports, the Cheetah 12. And you can actually dial this little knob up top to open the gas port. Now I know some people say, yeah, but the Saiga 12s back in the day weren't that reliable. You had to buy a special puck, you had to do this, that, and the other. Yeah, the majority of the issues that people had getting those guns to be reliable, whether that's a Vepr 12, a Saiga 12, or some variation thereof, dealt primarily with using underpowered ammunition for like fun use. The majority of those guns have zero issues when running either slugs or proper home defense ammo like double-aught buck, which tends to be a much more powerful round and have a lot greater impulse inside the gun, meaning it cycles the action a lot more reliably. So in a nutshell, are magazine-fed shotguns reliable enough for home defense or serious use? Only if you personally vet it first. There's too many variables that can go into one of these guns for a shooter to say, yeah, I picked it up off the shelf from Walmart and now I'm good to go. No, you're not. I mean, you shouldn't even be good to go for a pump action, but you can get away with it because it's a manually operated firearm. When it comes to any semi-automatic firearm that you're going to rely either your life on or the lives of your loved ones, you need to make sure it's 100% reliable. And not just 100% reliable when perfectly clean. You have to assume the worst and say, well, maybe you took that gun out the day before and went dove hunting forgot to clean it, lean it up against your dresser, and then some guy broke into your house and you need to load it up as quick as you can and fire it. That being the case, you need to. Thanks, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more burst reviews.